take us away.
Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for having us today. It's a privilege to get to present to you. My name is Jesse.Crow. I'm the Director of Franchise Development for Closet Factory. And we focus on customized home organizational systems for basically every room in the house. For our presentation today, I'm going to be turning over the mic to our president, Dan Grandon, who will go into all the details and outline our presentation today for Closet Factory. And so I'll turn it over to Dan now. Thank you.
Hi, okay, good morning.
Now I know who you are.
Okay. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the technology here at Zoom. It's our first time, so bear with us on this. But again, as Jesse said, thank you for the opportunity to be with you this morning and to share with you the Closet Factory story. Closet Factory has been in the franchising business since 1983. Our average franchisee has been with us for about 17 years. The thing that differentiates Closet Factory from its competitors are basically the product line that we have. We build not only out of simple products like melamine in different colors and textures, but also out of painted products such as MDF and hardwood and stained and finished hardwoods as well. So it enables us to match the decor of people's existing homes, regardless of when they were built, and then take the organizational systems that we sell and tailor them specifically to the house. The second thing that makes Closet Factory different is we build floor-based systems. And what that means is that our vertical structures go all the way down to the floor. These systems can be very heavy. If you think of a closet that's loaded down with clothes, that closet being 10, 15, 20 feet long if it wraps around a few walls, loaded down with clothes, and the vertical structures and the horizontal structures. When all of that weight is put on the wall, there's a lot of load on the wall, and if it's not installed properly, it can come apart from the wall. Our systems are built more like furniture. The vertical structure is set on the floor so the weight is evenly distributed across the floor. It also allows for full adjustability top to bottom. And as I mentioned before, our product line enables us to have a truly custom option for the homeowner. We are a vertically integrated business, which is terrific for a potential franchisee. We not only design, but we manufacture and then install our products, all contained within the franchise business. So each location owns and operates its own factory. They manufacture obviously to our specifications, and they arrange for the installation with their own employees. So they own the job from beginning to end, which is very nice. Also allows us to make margin in each one of these points. Allows us also to be very responsive to the client and maximizes the profit potential of the enterprise. So our products, people know us by our name is Closet Factory. That's where we got started. So you'll see just a small sample, and I invite you to visit our website, which is very rich and deep with content, as well as our Facebook page and other social media platforms. Just illustrating a few different things here. The closet on the left would be a simple white melamine closet done with some nice embellishments. The one above on the top right would be a hardwood job that is more customized with the aesthetics, as is the one below it. Both the one above and below were featured in the National Home Builders Dream Home show that was at the International Home Builders Conference in Orlando. One was maybe 3 years ago and the other was maybe 4 years ago. But outstanding products. We really take pride in our ability to deliver products on the high end of the scale. We do not compete in or try to compete in the low cost, low expectation closet organization business that can be dominated and easily owned by Lowe's and Home Depot and the other do-it-yourself type products. Home offices is our second largest product line. Here you'll see a rather nicely appointed home office that's again made out of hardwoods, as is the one above here on the right, and a more modern looking one here on the lower right. So the nice thing again about the product line, since we're making it, our product line is essentially a blank sheet of paper, and we can source the product or the look to make the end product exactly the way the customer wants it in their home. So whether their home is traditional, contemporary, or modern, we have a solution for the homeowner. Garages would be our next product line. We have an affiliation currently with Motor Trend magazine to have a Motor Trend branded product line, which has been a very good program for us. And we offer 3 different levels of customization in garage cabinetry. Again, since we build it all, we can build the system, any organizational system around a variety of materials to really create that custom look and high-end man cave that the client may be looking for. Entertainment centers and media centers, another large area from us. We're not seeing as many as this style entertainment center anymore now with flat screen TVs. It's more a floating base of some kind with storage underneath to complement the flat screen TV that's been mounted to a wall. Wall beds. This is a very fast growing product line of ours, and we've developed a separate brand associated with it that comes with the franchise, and that's called Murphy Bed Lifestyles. It has its own website. Wall beds are terrific ways for clients who are downsizing, or once a child's left the home and gone away to school or moved out, reclaiming that room for multi-purpose functions. To double as a home office, yet be a very comfortable bed for when the kids return or when you have company. So multi-purposing rooms with wall beds is a very, very growing trend. Also a very large trend in micro apartments in some of the larger cities across the country. And the beds are both vertical and horizontal as shown here. And then again shown here in more of an office application. Pantries and food storage, wine storage, another large opportunity area, bookshelves, libraries. And we do a fair amount of commercial work, mostly with developers and large condominium complexes. We do have some national agreements with large apartment complexes that are shifting towards more of a high end and want to differentiate themselves with custom closets inside the apartments. Very highly specialized work centers when people need specialty storage. Again, we're able to develop that for our clients. So laundry rooms, again, wine storage, specialty planning areas. And again, you'll see just a very variety of different cabinet styles here. All of the different styles are available and can be made, because in the end, cabinets are really just panels, shelves, doors, and drawers. And the style is driven by the different appliques that are put on the cabinetry itself. So the benefits of a Closet Factory franchise. We offer very large exclusive territories. Each of our territories is on average 2+ million people. In any given Closet Factory territory, the number of new people moving into the territory every year exceeds the number of sales that you would make into a Closet Factory franchise, meaning then that the total available market contained within a single franchise unit is enough to grow the business in our view in an infinite way. Because each client has multiple opportunities, each homeowner is a potential client, it really is an unlimited opportunity for the right person. Again, our vertical integration helps maximize profit potential. We could easily be a manufacturing company, we could be a direct marketing company, or we could be an installation company. But by having all 3 of those elements together, allows for full profit maximization when each of those different things are going at their full potential. We have a proven business platform. Again, we've got average tenure of 17 years. We don't have a lot of turnover. We do have franchises that are experiencing right now generational transitions that we're helping our franchisees with, bringing their kids into the business and slowly turning those businesses over to the next generation. Excellent sales and marketing materials. Again, invite you to visit the website, which is very rich with content, and again, the different social media platforms. Lots of different point of sale materials that are available to the franchises that include CAD programs for design, which makes a presentation of the space that we're working at available in both 2D as well as 3D formats. We do have one of the leading positions in the category on the internet. We were a very early adopter of Google AdWords. We actually sat on the Google AdWords Council for Small Business, the only business in our size category and size or category that sits on that council. Again, working in a variety of different areas of the home keeps us coming back to the house, and repeat and referral business is roughly a third of our business nationally. So we have very high client satisfaction rates, and it's a very important part of our whole business strategy, staying in touch with clients over time, so that we may start by doing a closet project, then do the garage, then an office, then maybe a pantry. And then over time, the client moves and we do it all over again for them. And of course, the more visual and the more wow the project is, the more referrals typically emanate from that project. Other benefits of the Closet Factory. We have a terrific CRM system. That system is built on a Salesforce platform that's been customized specifically for Closet Factory. We are a huge adopter of technology. Technology runs our business from the point of inquiry all the way through the completion of the job. And again, it's cloud-based, so you could be sitting on the beach in Cabo, enjoying your time away from the office, but at the same time, relieve your anxiety by being able to check in and really view any element of any job or overall summaries of results from your smartphone anywhere in the world, as long as you have an internet connection. We have a very strong experienced franchise network. Myself, I was a franchisee for 17 years before taking a leadership position at the Closet Factory. So not only do we have very good, strong franchisees in the network, but all of the leadership here at Closet Factory is very engaged on a day-to-day basis of how our business works, what's involved in making it work, and have very hands-on practical experience. So it really makes the network strong. We're unlike lots of franchise networks that are out there, we're more like a larger family than we are a group of desperate businesses. Many of us have vacationed together, watched our kids grow up, get married, go to school and all that. So it really is a terrific place to be. We look very forward to our franchise meetings. They're not a nightmare for us. And we like spending time with our franchisees and being out in the field with them as well. Again, we talked about support from the franchisor. Typically, there's a couple of meetings each year that we have our franchisees come to. One in Los Angeles, where we're headquartered here. And the second, we typically have at a resort area. In addition to that, from time to time, and this year will be one of those times where we have each franchise location in for a full day business review, where they will meet with me and the other executives in the company to go through their business from top to bottom. And each of the meetings are tailored specifically for that location and the things that they want to cover. We offer a lot of support with advertising and marketing in terms of ad development and systems that support tracking the efficiency of the advertising and making recommendations along with each of the franchisees to maximize their media plan for their location. Again, many of the locations involve family members. This is a very hands-on business. Again, these businesses can get very big. And because of the vertical integration, there's a lot of different interesting aspects of the company. So if someone is interested in sales, or someone is interested in production, manufacturing, woodworking, there's all these different elements of the business that people can get into and get involved in. And each of those different areas, as the business grows, then creates opportunity for management in the discipline and really creates an opportunity for a legacy business. Again, the 2 franchise meetings we have each year. So I'm going to also talk about one other really important thing that we have at Closet Factory that has occurred within the last 4 years. And this has been a game changer for a lot of our locations. We are the sole supplier for Costco wholesale for the kiosk program that involves home organization. This is, over the last 4 years, become roughly 20% of our business. We really don't want it to get any bigger than that. It's been hard because that segment of the business has been growing at 75% a year. That puts a lot of pressure on us to grow the core business at a very high rate too, because again, we want to keep that ratio that way. We have an excellent relationship with Costco. We see as a long-term partner. We spent years, 9 to be specific, putting that program together with Costco. And it is their fastest growing segment in their kiosk program. So it's been a good program for both companies, and it is a very good lead generation partner for Closet Factory. So in addition, now if somebody were to become a Closet Factory, what is the process? So the process is you go through the FDD, you go through the discovery. We interview the people. We get a questionnaire filled out and completed from them, qualify them in terms of do they have the financial strength to do this. Again, we don't have, we're not trying to fill 3,000 locations, so we're not so interested in just signing somebody up to sign somebody up. We want people who we have a very, very good feeling are going to make it and thrive for 20 years. Not interested in selling somebody to get a franchise fee, which we spend, probably have spent well before they even open in terms of our investment back on them. We make our money in the royalty stream, and we want people in it for the long term who are focused on growing a large enterprise. This is not a business where you need 15 or 20 locations to make any money. We range in size. We have some of our smallest locations in $1 million to $2 million range, and we have a variety of locations well over 10 million. In these businesses, when operating well, can be very profitable. It's nice because you don't have the distraction of all these multiple facilities and all the headaches of whether or not people showed up to open up and taking you away from your day every day. Single location operation, which really allows for a lot of scalability and ease of management. When you buy this Closet Factory, then you come to corporate. We do a full day interview, discovery day. Do we like them? Do they like us? If everything works, then we sign an agreement. And then typically about 90 days later, 90 to 120 days later, the location opens. Prior to that opening, There's a 2-week training period in Los Angeles where we take the owners and owners managers and put them through a soup to nuts training of how to operate the business. Then once they open, we are with them for 1 full month of on-site training. And of course, this is all out of our pocket. We send a sales trainer out to the place to train all of their new salespeople. So they will do actually the first level of sales training for all of the new employees that are hired, as well as the office training for the office employees. 2 weeks later, we send an operational trainer out to train the production and installation crews on how to operate all of the machinery and how to install the products. In addition to this training that we do on site, we have a very rich online training program that we call Closet Factory Academy, where all of these different training segments, and there are literally hundreds of training videos that are on the website, have been memorialized in film and can be seen and researched at any given time by people who are looking for specific help in any of the different disciplines that we have. Again, we assist with the factory layout in terms of, and also in the equipment manufacturing. So we lay out where the major manufacturing equipment is going to go, help them with finding appropriate electrical contractors, vehicle specifications, and all of that. Really give step-by-step guidance for the opening preparation. We've got a very extensive checklist and a grand opening manual that we work from that details everything from, what copier to order and what phone system to use, all the way out to, the types of screws and nuts and bolts you should be buying. And then, of course, another really essential part is developing the marketing plan for each area. And that marketing plan is typically based on a combination of print ad, search engine optimization, marketing and social media platform participation, as well as radio and TV. The radio and TV typically kick in once the business is up and established. It can be more expensive than our initial opening plan. The typical first building is roughly 5,000 square feet. The 5,000 square feet would be in a light commercial industrial area. The split of that building would be roughly 20% offices and showroom and 80% factory. Most of our locations grow out of their first building within a couple of years, and they are, it is recommended that they find a building that has a way in which they can grow to the right or left side of them in a building that is expandable. That's typically what a warehouse would look like with different machining equipment and forklift and material supply. So in order to become a franchisee, we of course need the franchise to have the appropriate resources, $150,000 in liquid capital at a minimum. Total investment, typically around $300,000. We give a range. We like our franchisees to have, what we would refer to as emergency capital. Nothing is, all of you who are on this call know, is linear. Everything bounces around. And so that if there are times where there are troughs, we don't want people running out of money or buying something, and then every dime they're making is, or every dime they have is committed to just the opening. We like to have a little bit of a cushion just in case something were not to work in a given month. This investment includes the franchise fee. The royalty rate is 6 3/4%, and that's the entire royalty rate. So what are we looking for in the candidate? There's no woodworking experience necessary. I can tell you before I owned the closet factory in Portland, Oregon, prior to owning that closet factory, I had zero woodworking experience. And if you had handed me a drill, I'm certain I would have put a screw through my finger. The processes and the systems that we have really narrowed down and made the panel processing and the equipment kind of takes away a lot of the skill that has been more important in the past. That skill has been replaced by software and machinery, and now it takes relatively unskilled people to be able to do the types of things that we do. What we do like to see is experience in management. Sales and marketing is really helpful. The business is primarily, the leverage in the business is in a simple equation of how well you can buy your leads, what rate you turn those leads into sales, and at what price. The manufacturing cost, the cost of goods, all of that stuff is relatively fixed and does not fluctuate much location to location. Where we do see a lot of fluctuation is in marketing costs. And because the marketing costs are more than just what you buy your appointments for, what your advertising budget is. How well you perform on the inquiries that you get has everything to do with your success. So people have experience in managing sales forces and marketing is really helpful to the success rate of the closet factory owner. The owner also needs to be present in day-to-day operations. This isn't an absentee run business. Even our largest locations still have owner-operators in them on a daily basis. They may not be working every day of the week, and they may not be working 8 hours during the week, but they are there and present in their operations. And this is particularly true in the beginning stages of the business. So we have some really nice territories that are still available. I'm just going to throw them up here. I don't know what happened to my animation on my slideshow here, but something came up earlier. But just to point out, Chicago is an area that's still available for us. Atlanta. The business that we're in went through a very difficult time during the downturn in 2008, which really extended itself, depending on where you were in the country, all the way to 2013. We lost a few franchisees that didn't set aside the enormous success that we had going up into that downturn, and just weren't well capitalized enough to get through the downturn in the economy. So that's why a lot of these locations that are larger, like Atlanta, Chicago, and Detroit, are available. Some of these locations we've never been in, but are large enough certainly to house a very nice closet factory business. More territories. So you can see there's roughly 45 locations, cities, major market areas. Some of those cities have 2 or 3 territories, and depending on their size, available for potential franchises. Benefits to brokers. If we've got brokers on the phone, it's a very easy concept to sell. Basically, you get the lead, bring us a qualified lead, and we take over the sales portion of it from there. And because of the interaction experience that we have with our franchise development team, we make that sale very easy. The broker really doesn't have a lot of involvement in that, and could have no involvement in that if they wish, or could have as much involvement in that as they wish. But generally, people just hand the thing over to us, and we wrap it up. We do have a referral program. Roughly 50% of the franchise fee going to the broker for a franchisee once the franchise location has been sold. We handle and close the leads. Again, our contact is Jesse. Jesse has a wide range of experience in franchise sales. in both food and in services. He is the primary contact, and his contact information is listed here below. So with that, we'll go ahead and unshare the screen here and take questions.
Who has questions? Michael?
I was just curious how many franchisees are out there currently.
We currently have 40.
40? Okay. Do you sell very
44.
many in a year? Do you sell 1, 2, 3 a year, or how do you?
Yeah. So franchise sales, we actually have 72 territories. So we have a lot of locations that own 2 and a few that own 3.
Right.
So we have a business that was relatively full up until 2007. Then we lost a few during the downturn, and then they just weren't expanded. We didn't really have an active franchise development and sales program until I was brought in to run the franchise group last year. We're owned by, we're a family-owned business. They do very well. The Closet Factory Franchise Corporation is a very profitable business, and there just wasn't a lot of impetus to grow. The founders are getting older. They're in the process of transition, and so they brought in management, and that management now wants to grow the business. And so now we're in the process of not only backfilling places that we have open, but also looking at a lot of the territories that were on that list of places we've never been.
Hey Dan, this is Bruce Holzman. Can you give me an idea of what your item 19s and item 20 look like in the FDD?
Yeah, we don't do an item 19, and the reason that we don't is because we have wild differences between our franchise locations. So let me give you an example. We have a franchise location that's been open for 15 years. It does $1.5 million in sales. And another one that does 15 million in sales. If I average those two, I've got a $7 million franchise, and that means nothing to somebody coming in. So what we do, and we find that this works really well for us, is we actually take the franchisee, and then we hook them up. We have our list of 40. We let them call anybody they want. We, of course, make some suggestions of like-sized markets of people who they should talk to, and say, we want you to ask them what their experience was like, starting, what their costs were starting up, how much support they get from us, whether they like us or not, and what's it like to be a Closet Factory franchisee, and what the financials are. And our franchisees all share that information. I did when I was in Portland for the 17 years I own that location. We found that just works better than giving averages, because we looked at putting that item 19 together, and we could have put it together 4 or 5 different ways. We could have put in tiers and average tiers and average the length of a franchisee being in. And every time we looked at the averages, it really did nothing to kind of show what the potential was. So we thought that this was a better way. It's the way they've been doing it for 20 some odd years, or 34 years now. And that seems to work for us. Mm-hmm.
What's a big challenge or two now for running a franchise program that's been up and going for 34 years?
The biggest challenge is, from my standpoint as the franchisor, is complacency in some cases. We're as a network growing very fast. We're growing and have been growing double digits and high double digits for many years. And on a compounded basis. But we have the same 14 or 15 people that are just happy. A lot of these guys, when we started the business, our idea was that maybe you could grow the business to $1 million and, have a husband and wife own it and make $100,000 a year. Well, these businesses have grown to way beyond that. And then, so you may get a person that has a business that's doing a couple $1 million a year and making $300,000, $400,000, and they're happy, and they don't want to work any harder, and therefore they're not growing. So keeping them motivated to grow and reinvest in the business and everything, so that we can grow, is probably my single biggest challenge. Hope I answered the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so my question is, I know obviously you said Costco's a good long-term partner. What do you cross-market or co-market with any other franchises?
No. Yes and no is the answer to that. Nothing that you would, not a national brand name. Okay. So we do have relationships with large builders that are regional in nature. Okay. So, and I also mentioned some large apartment development complexes. Those we negotiate contacts and rates, but each of the prices are negotiated locally between the local franchisee and the affiliate that we're working with. And that's true with Costco as well. We don't set the prices for our franchisees. We give them recommended pricing, but they're free to do whatever they want with pricing. We allow our franchisees to have a full entrepreneurial experience. We of course, make recommendations, and if they begin to get too far off the track, we meet with them and help bring them back in, which usually helps them improve their profitability. So there are the ways in which we get leads are through Costco as a channel is one. Advertising, direct advertising, again, about 30%, 33% of our business is repeat and referral business. And then the rest of it is through other channels like home builders, interior design groups, and developers in those types of what I'm going to call decision influencers. Now, the majority of those relationships are developed at the local level. So we, as a franchisor, I mentioned when I was showing some of the pictures that we have been members of the National Home Builders Association for the last 20 years. We've built the American Dream Home 14 of the last 20 years, done the closets and home organization spaces in those. That's the leading show throughout the world. There's about 150,000 people that fly in from around the world to see that show and visit that home. And it's where really the latest of everything that's coming out in design, equipment, and home related products are shown. So on a national level, we support American Interior Design Society, National Home Builders Association, National Remodelers Association on a national basis, but each of the local franchisees is encouraged to join their local HBA, their local interior design, and make those connections with decision influencers. So, and have their design teams make those connections, because in some of our locations, that's as high as 30–40% of their business is through those different channels. So the strength, the difference between, really fantastic success, average success, and struggling is, from what we've seen, has nothing to do with the market, and has everything to do with the franchisee. Their simple ability to execute and stay on track and have what it takes to grow a business. And I imagine you probably never heard that before. So
that's what I've been beating on people for a while about. Any other questions?
I have one question for you, Dan. I'm curious, with the National Home Builders Association, do you do cross-marketing with them as well? Or is it more primarily a partnership that you?
It's primarily a partnership. It's primarily a partnership, and the visibility that we get at the National Home Builders Show, the annual show with the American Dream Home, we cross-market, and we're able to utilize their logo and things on our advertising. We cross-market with them in their program guide during the big show. So it's something that is driven business down to our local franchisees through home builders that have attended and seen that show. And I'll just give you an example from Portland, Oregon. When I had the franchise there, I had a large regional home builder there that built about 400 to 500 units a year attend that show and made a contact with us, even though we've been trying to see them for quite some time. Actually reached out to us after the show. We came in and started working on their custom home division, which wasn't the larger volume of homes. Their custom home division was more like 20 to 25 homes a year, but the average order within that was, more like $20,000 to $30,000. So it was a very, very, very good connection that we made with that show.
Dan, you had a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred, thanks. Dan, first of all, great presentation. I think you really set the bar here for future franchisors to present to the group. Is there a plan for any international expansion?
That's a really good question. Back in the days prior to the downturn, really all the way up through 2004 or 5, we had locations in Portugal, Chile, Australia. They were opportunistic franchises, people who came, saw what we did and said, hey, I live here, I'd like to open a franchise. So, the franchisor here did it and we got all over the place, but really didn't have a plan for international. And we were also in Canada as well, a couple locations in Canada. We ended up closing down the international operations so we could focus primarily on the U.S. expansion. We will be getting into Canada most likely in 2018, and then expanding geographically, not as we did in the past, like one here, one there, but looking at maybe Western Europe is the next opportunity for us. Our primary focus now is to get filled in the rest of the locations in the U.S. Where we're strong and where we can really deliver good value to the franchisees, because that's really our goal here. We've got terrific ownership, which is great, and that allows us to do a lot of really nice things for people and help them when they need help in their franchise.
Okay, any other questions? No? Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Jesse, for being our first franchisor to talk. We appreciate it. Everyone should have...
Well, terrific. Okay, enjoyed our time together.
All right, so let me...